Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And y'all, I came in this evening to talk about what I've watched on television today with your president. Yes, 45 was at it again. Y'all, I watched the press conference that he did down in Puerto Rico, and all I can say is, oh my God, oh my God. This man and his response to Puerto Rico has been shameful, unfeeling. Um, it's almost like he doesn't realize that Puerto Rico is part of America. He's treating these people like they are third class, not even second class citizens, third class citizens. The argument that he got in with the mayor of San Juan, the little lady that was begging for help and letting everyone know that if help didn't start to get, dispensed into the communities, that people were going to die. And for him to come out and attack her, oh my God, y'all, he's such a big ass baby. I mean, something is truly, truly wrong with him. When I was watching this today, the only thing that I kept on saying is something is wrong with him. This is past him being simply a narcissist. This is way past that. This man is mentally unstable and unfit to be leading this country. And I do not understand why they don't get this. Y'all, I'm trying not to cuss, but I gotta say it. This motherfucker out of office before he do some real damage to the people of the United States. I watched a part in this time, this 4 hours that he was down in Mexico, where there were some provisions to be given out, to be distributed to people that were there in the room. And he picked up paper towels and started throwing them into the crowd. Y'all, he has no real empathy for these people and no respect, because if you really empathize with what these people have gone through in the last 12 days, okay, let's think about it. We're seeing them during the aftermath, but can you imagine riding out those hurricanes? You're on an island and all this water and wind is just blowing over the island. How terrifying that must have been. Then you make it through the hurricane, and now it's time to assess the damage. You crawl up out of what's left of your home after the hurricane hits, and you realize everything is gone. Gas stations are closed down. There's no electricity. There's no water. The food is quickly running out. Just everything. The hospitals are not up to par. There's no place to go get medicine. If you're on oxygen, if there's no electricity and, generators and diesel fuel I mean, just everything is gone. And you're blaming them. There was even one point when he told the citizens of Mexico that they had blew a hole in the budget of the United States with the help that they were given, that they're going to be given. Like these people had some control over whether that hurricane, destroyed their island. I know if they had their brothers, druthers or whatever, they would prefer to not have been hit by the hurricane. And then to have their president standing there insulting them, comparing them to, Katrina, and saying that, in Katrina, hundreds, if not thousands of people died, and you guys only, had 16, which they keep saying that that's not a true number because they haven't been able to reach, the outskirts of, Puerto Rico and just check everybody. They don't even have a true count because they can't communicate with each other. They don't even know, what's, once they start getting out into those, those communities, what lays out there, what's out there, because they can't even communicate. Y'all, I have been around a long time and seen a lot of presidents, but I have never seen anything like this. We talked about George Bush during, Katrina and how simple we thought he was. But at least George Bush had enough sense to realize that people thought he had done wrong. The proof of that is because, like one lady said, he spent his life ever since then trying to make up for what he didn't do. He did understand that the response of the federal government was slow. With Trump, he doesn't realize it. There was another part in, the press conference that he did with the mayors, the different mayors in Puerto Rico. And he went around the table and wanted them to like congratulate the federal government on the job that they had done getting help to Puerto Rico. My God, y'all. I wouldn't have said shit. I'd have been sitting up there looking at his punk ass. When he would have got to me, I would have kept my mouth closed and or said something where they had to bleep the shit out. Because this man, it's almost like if they don't stroke his ego, they're not going to get any money. And I believe that governor, the governor of Mexico, I'm so sorry. The governor of Puerto Rico, I believe the only reason why he said good things or tried to say, yes, they're helping us, is because he was afraid that if he said anything negative, then they wouldn't get any help. Now, from what I'm understanding, there are provisions there on the island, but because the federal government did not prepare for this hurricane, knowing well in advance that it was going to hit Puerto Rico and that it was going to be a direct hit and that it was going to be a Category 5, they didn't prepare for that. And this is what I mean by that. They did not have anything set up for once the hurricane hit, how to get the provisions out into the mountains of Puerto Rico, the outlying areas of Puerto Rico. They didn't have any type of setup. He told them that they should be getting their trucks to do it. Like the mayor said, half the people that drove those trucks, their families are devastated too. They probably don't even know where the damn trucks are. And if they can find them, where are they going to get gas for them? You know, I just don't understand him. It seemed like to me until they can get a system set up, they can send some military helicopters in, fly over the areas and see, if they yell out anything, do people come out? If they could just, daily drop some food and water in those outlying areas that they can't get to by road because the roads are washed out and the bridges are gone. Fly some military helicopters in with provisions and drop stuff down until you can get there by land. Just do it daily so these people can have 3 square meals a day and some fucking water, y'all. Some water. Think about the babies that need formula and children that need clean drinking water and stuff. We're here on the mainland with our 3 squares a day, with our air conditioning and our modern conveniences, and these people, these poor people, our fellow Americans in Puerto Rico, are down there scratching and struggling to just survive with the bare necessities, food and water. They don't have any way to communicate because they don't have cell phone towers and all of that set up. They have cell phones, but if you don't have towers, then your cell phones ain't saying shit. I cannot believe the response that these people have gotten. And it's been almost 2 weeks, y'all. Almost 2 weeks. And, like I said, when I do stories like this, I read, the comments under different posts that, I see how out here on the internet. And some of these people in America are so far up Trump's ass that it's not even funny, y'all. It's not even funny. They believe everything that he's saying. They're basically telling Puerto Rico, we're doing everything that we can. Shut the fuck up. Quit complaining. That's basically what these comments boil down to. They're calling us sheep because we believe the actual people of Puerto Rico rather than this ignorant, stupid, narcissistic, crazy ass so-called president that we have. Y'all, this man, by the time he gets done with America, we gonna be raggedy than a motherfucker. I believe that even with the shooting in Vegas, I think he said something stupid about that too. He has a screw loose. And I think it's more than one screw. I think he has several screws loose in his fucking brain that has him all twisted like this. When you see an adult person, and especially someone old as he is, with no empathy and common sense and even the ability to pretend like you care. Because some folks, they probably could care less, but at least they know how to pretend to care. It makes me wonder what type of people raised him. What made him into the asshole that he is today. I would love to know information about his parents and how he was raised and what he was allowed to get away with and, all of this because you're talking about somebody who has not lived in the real world and not had to struggle and doesn't know anything about the everyday man, you know? Y'all, like I said in another video, there have been presidents in the past that I didn't agree with everything that they stood for or that they believed in. There have been presidents in the past that I couldn't stand, but not one of them did I actually truly, truly hate. But this is one that I hate him, y'all. I hate him. And for me to say hate is really difficult because I'm the type of person that was raised to not say that word. My mother would always say something like hate is such a strong word. You don't really hate them, you just dislike them. Now that's what I felt for President Bush. I just disliked him. But this man here, I hate him. I hate everything that he stands for, and I just hate everything about him. And the people that voted for him, shame on you. You ignorant sheep. You're the ones that are sheep. You are following a person that doesn't even appear to be really human with with humans having emotion and empathy and the ability to put themselves in someone else's place and at least pretend to understand where they're coming from, pain and all of that. He doesn't have, to me, human emotions. He only has them when it has to do with his immediate family. I wonder, like the rest of us in America, has he sat and watched the coverage of both the the goings on in Las Vegas with the murder of those people and then injuring, you know, over 500 people? And did he cry like the rest of us when he watched, you know, the survivors tell what they witnessed? Because I cried. I don't know those people from a can of paint, but just watching those people describe what that was like to be sitting ducks for a lunatic shooting out of a window. I cried when I watched the people who had lost loved ones and what that person's loss meant, that person's death meant to their lives, and how they couldn't even understand how they were going to go on. And then just a week or so ago, when I saw the mayor of Puerto Rico, of San Juan, Puerto Rico, on television begging for help, and those poor people in Puerto Rico describing, what it was like in the aftermath of the hurricane, and then while the hurricane was happening, how afraid they were and how now they're simply terrified for their survival, and how soon they can get back up to some semblance of everyday life. It makes me cry, y'all. Every time I watch television and watch those people down in Puerto Rico, other than give the little money that I'm able to give out of my own pocket, I want to actually go down there and help them. Because when you give $5 or $10, you don't feel like you're giving enough. If you give 20, 30, even 100, you don't feel like you've done enough. It almost feels like I wish I could go there and pass out water or do something, to help them cope with what they're going through. And I'm just one little bitty old person here in Ohio who doesn't have much. And he has the whole power of the federal government behind him to help. See, I could never be president, y'all. I would be giving out money and funds and help to the point where it wouldn't be nothing left in the budget. I'd be helping everybody because I can't see people suffering and crying and hurting and not feel real true empathy for them. And with this man that we got in the White House, y'all, I don't see no empathy whatsoever. Whatsoever. And it's really sad. It's really sad. And it makes me afraid for the future of the United States with who we have that's supposed to be our so-called president, leader, or whatever you want to call him. Y'all, I'm ashamed of him. I'm ashamed of him because I don't even know how he got to this age, being the person, the man that he is. I just, because what I mean by that is, as you get older, you soften. Life has, you know, had a chance to make you understand all the things or many of the things that you didn't understand when you were younger. So it changes you. I know myself that at the age that I am now, I am not the same person that I was 25 years ago. I am a much softer, caring person, y'all. So you wonder what's wrong with him. As I told my uncle today on Facebook, I just can't with this man. I just can't. Y'all, I'm going to have to end the video now because the more I talk about him, the more aggravated that I get. And child, I'll be having heart palpitations fucking with him. So what I would like for y'all to do is let me know that you watch him down in Puerto Rico and all the shit that he said and did. And oh my God, and how he embarrassed us as a nation, you know, because he represents us wherever he goes in the world. And my God, oh Lord, put your comments down in the comment section, y'all. I can't wait to read them. You guys have a safe and quiet and peaceful evening. And as always, thanks for watching my video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.